Yuki and John's Pantry of the Bay.
All right, Yuki. If I call you a jive turkey,
I have no idea what the hell.
you don't know what. Like if I say Yuki, you're one motherfucking jive turkey.
Well, I know the turkey, but I don't know the whole thing. What's
jive turkey.
Jive turkey. What the hell is that?
I actually don't know.
No.
I know I've heard it in movies and TV and things of that nature. Maybe even on the radio once or twice when somebody said you're if you don't buy at the the super center, you're a jive turkey. And then
is that the insulting word?
I think so. I think jive turkey means like you're a fucking
stupid.
Yeah, you're like a fool or like a non-threatening asshole. A person who's nothing to be dealt with. Who cares? You jive turkey.
Jive turkey.
All right. Well, we're talking about slang today, and maybe we'll
yes.
get to because I pulled up this list. Actually, before we start, this is based on a suggestion by one of our listeners, Jimmy Detroit. Rewind. Jimmy Detroit. Have you met Jimmy Detroit?
Have I met him?
Yes, you did at the Jamborees.
The Las Vegas?
He was at least two of them.
Memphis.
He was in Memphis, and he was at Jamboree. He was like, were you there when we threw the Kathleen Turner cardboard cutout into the crowd?
Yeah. That was
And then he brought it back the next year, restitched with purple.
Oh yeah, I talked to him at the hotel lobby in Memphis.
Yes, so that's Jimmy Detroit. Okay. The guy's the best, and I found this Kathleen Turner cutout in Memphis at a thrift store from V.I. Wachowski, this movie that was from the 80s. Yes. And it was like one of those standees that you would have in, say, a video store or something. I said, man, this would be perfect for the Jamboree. So I bought it. It was like $25. Oh. And we brought it. Kathleen Turner was basically on stage with the big feet the whole time. Right. And then when on the Sunday in Memphis, we were playing Swing of the Axe with Axe Grinder, the great metal band. And they asked me to come on and perform that song because it's by a metal band called Power Trip. And I love that song. Swing of the Axe. So we did that song, and during it, we threw Kathleen Turner into the audience, and the audience ripped it apart. I'm talking ripped it apart, where it was just pieces.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy collected it, had everybody sign it,
and then
put it back together and brought it to Vegas. Right. And then Kathleen Turner was on stage in Vegas too, but we called her Franken Turner.
That was last year?
That was last year.
I didn't see that Kathleen Turner. I don't.
Oh, I have pictures of it. It's like you didn't see it stitched together? Oh, man.
I thought that was Memphis.
No, that was where it got destroyed. Kathleen Turner was hacked to pieces during
Swing of the Axe. I was in Vegas, but I didn't see Kathleen Turner.
Jimmy Detroit brought it back, and Jimmy also emailed, great patron of the arts and us. He's one of our best, most loyal patrons, and he always has suggestions, and he said slang.
We're doing slang
We're doing
today.
Slang for you, Jimmy, you beautiful SOB. Yeah. We'll figure out what slang we call you later, Jimmy. We'll find one for Jimmy, specifically, like which one represents Jimmy the best. Okay, so here we go. Or at least we think represents Jimmy the best in our meetings of him. Okay, so these are 1920 slang terms. This is on howstuffworks.com. And they have a list of slang terms from every decade of the 20th century.
Okay.
Maybe they'll have some modern ones, too. We'll find out. So here we go. 23 skidoo from the 1920s. What do you think that means, Yuki? 23 skidoo. So I actually don't know what the fuck this means either.
Well, if you don't know, how do I know?
I don't know. I've heard it in like old movies. Skidoo was a thing. Whatever skidoo means. Well, it means to get going, to move along, to leave, or scram.
Well, so the slang, what's the difference between slang and dialect?
So you wanted to start from the very beginning. We'll get into the list later. What I think, I don't know because I'm not a linguist or any sort of a scientist or a philosopher of words. I think slang is an invention of local people of words that are not in the dictionary, right? It's not in the dictionary. They are just inventing words. But dialect is based on language that just changes slightly by region by region, but slang is more like an invention of the people, whereas dialect comes from like linguistics although
area,
slang
right?
does
The people,
too.
right? I mean, people where they live, like
Yeah. Wait, why don't we, since we're smart and we have the internet at our disposal, instead of rambling on like fucking morons, let's look up the dictionary.com definition of slang and dialect. Oh, wait, our food's here. Hold on. We'll be right back with Yuki and John's podcast buffet. Hold on. Hello? Okay, I'll be right down. Thank you so much. Yuki, keep them talking about slang. Say some of your favorite slang terms.
Well, my favorite is beats me. Those when I heard first time, I didn't know what that was, and then earlier I heard $1, $2, $3. It's a buck is dollar, but I don't know that. Could be a dialect, no? I mean, could be some countryside people may use $1, $2, $3, and see, that's really, I don't know the difference between dialect and slang.
Holy shit, you're still talking? Yeah. That's never happened before. This is the first time. Hold on.
Well, I was talking about, back. $1, $2, $3.
Oh, I thought you meant back, like our back.
No, the back.
The
One
back.
like
$1.
$1, yeah.
You say back, I say buck.
Back.
This is the first time in buffet history that I went to get the food, because it happens. We get deliveries during our episodes, because we always eat lunch.
Right.
And I always say, hey, keep them talking, Yuki.
No, so I was talking, yeah.
You never did that before. Every other time I have to, cut a minute of silence.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is the first time you ever did. You get real good at this, Yuki. You're improvising. It's amazing. Okay, what were you talking about? Back, buck?
Back, but, so that could be a dialect, too, because, city people don't use $1, $2. More like a countryside, they may use $2, $3.
Right, okay. Yeah, I wonder why they call it bucks.
I think like a Western time, when those cowboy merchant people, exchanging
currency,
the leather.
Oh my!
Then hey, this is the $1, $2.
Holy shit! That's fucking amazing, Yuki. Wow, you just blew my mind. I never thought we'd get to this place.
Well, I mean, I was watching Western. Then sometimes that kind of stuff.
What do you think about the Kevin Costner debacle?
I heard that movie didn't make any money. Then the part 2, it's not coming out anymore.
Yeah,
maybe
they
go
buried
to
it. Yeah,
streaming
because it
directly.
didn't make enough bucks. So they could fucking figure out
so
another
it's
way.
gone before I went to see it.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. I mean, look, I got to be honest. I like Kevin Costner when he's acting and doing stuff. He was great in JFK. He was great in Perfect World, the Clint Eastwood.
Right.
He's been great in movies. His epics that he directs himself, not really a fan. No. The Postman, Dances with Wolves.
Well, the thing is, since he won the Best Director and Dances with Wolves, somehow, then that could ruin his career because I'm a greatest director.
Right.
Because I won the Oscar.
Right. He's better as a personality. He's better in Untouchables when a brilliant director. Not that he's not a brilliant director. In fact, I think what he should do is not act and direct at the same time. I'd like to see a movie. Maybe he did. I don't remember. But he should just be behind the scenes like sometimes Clint Eastwood does. He doesn't star in all of his movies.
Right.
I would like to see a Kevin Costner, non-Kevin Costner movie.
I see.
He should collaborate with a great actor and let them do the work on screen.
I think he's a better director than actor.
Really?
Better actor than director.
Actor than director. Yeah. Although I didn't see Open Range, I was kind of interested in that one. Anyway, this is about slang, not fucking Kevin Costner and his bucks. All right, so slang is a type of language that consists of words and phrases that are regarded as very informal and are more common in speech than writing. And they typically restrict to a particular context or group of people. Okay, so then what is dialect? You're getting all smart on me, Yuki, asking these questions that I don't know. Dialect refers to the logic. No, it's dialect, not dialectical. A dialect is a form of language that is spoken in a particular area that uses some of its own words, grammar, and pronunciations. Dialects differ from the standard variety of language, which is usually considered to be dialect-free, but few people actually speak the standard variety. Most language represents a dialect. So I guess dialect and then slang comes from dialect.
Slang coming from dialect?
Yeah, so it's like a local thing, right? Or no, maybe it's a group of people. I mean, I read the definitions. I still don't know what the fuck the difference is. Maybe they're the same things, Yuki. No, it's not. There's grammar involved in dialect, and slang is like it like boils down an idea into like a cute word or two.
I think slang is unofficial word. Like you can use it, you can write it in official paper, I think.
Unless you're maybe quoting somebody.
Right, I'm just quoting somebody,
it's
yeah.
specifically connected to the idea that you're writing about.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so slang is very informal, and they said it's more about in speech, so if I say, Yuki, 23 skidoo, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but in the 20s they knew. They were all saying it to each other, like, 23 skidoo, whatever the fuck. Whatever. Okay, let's look at some more slang, Yuki.
Oh, well,
You got more questions?
I was talking about, beats me, like, when I heard that, I didn't know what that was.
Oh, I heard that on the way out, so beats me,
like, I don't
is
know,
that
right?
slang?
I thought that was slang. No, it has to be, like, well...
Yeah, I guess so, beats me. But what does that mean, like, beats me? Like,
I don't know.
It defeats me? It ends my train of thought because I don't have any clue what it is?
Like, hey, John, what's schedule next month? You can say, beats me.
But beats me, like beats like the vegetable, or are we talking about beats like it defeats?
I think beats like a defeat because
Okay.
you don't know, you don't have information. So...
And so it conquers your mind
Right,
because you
so
don't have that.
I don't
okay.
have that
You
information.
lost.
Yeah.
It beats me.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that one.
And then, I'm sorry, I keep saying it, but like a piece of cake.
I love that. Whatever the fuck that means. I mean, it makes me my salivation
That's
glands
easy,
go.
right?
Yeah. This shit's a piece of cake.
Yeah,
Yuki, you won't get on that plane?
piece of cake. So I'm sorry. Again, those are words I learned by
But is
like
it a
it's-
piece of cake because like cake's enjoyable to eat, so whatever you're gonna do is enjoyable to you?
I don't know. So when I heard, I go, well, why not the piece of pie?
Piece of pie.
But it's not the piece of pie.
But they also
That's
have
the-
like, licenses. Easy as pie. That's another one. Easy as pie.
Yeah, you can say easy as pie, but you don't say piece of pie. It's always a piece of cake.
Right. But easy as pie might be about the numerical terminology because 3.14 and then it goes into infinity amounts of decimal spaces. Easy as pie might mean it's difficult.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe it's not about the food. Now I want pie and cake, Yuki. I want to fucking put some pie on one side, cake on the other, and eat that shit. That'll be a piece of cake.
Piece of cake, yeah.
All right, so let's go.
Next, yes.
The next one in the 1920s, the cat's pajamas.
What's that? Cat's pajamas.
You never heard this term?
No,
You're
I
the
never.
cat's pajamas?
No.
There was like a movie called Cat's Pajamas. Like, yeah, let me tell you, you're the cat's pajamas. Some like 20s broad singing
Cat's
in a nightclub.
pajamas, so that something never happened?
No, the best, the height of excellence. It's the highest. Like Yuki, you're the cat's pajamas means you're the best.
Because cat's wearing a pajama.
I don't fucking know why. I mean,
Oh,
some asshole in the 20s was smoking a doobie because they were doing that back then. They were smoking a doobie, and some guy goes, the cat, look at the cat in pajamas. And somebody goes, wait, what? And then all of a sudden, so it's got to be a stone
cat?
guy.
Why, cow in pajama?
Cow pajamas. You're the cow's pajamas.
Yeah.
You're the dog's pajamas doesn't sound as good.
No.
You're the pig's pajamas.
Pig pajamas.
I like pig pajamas. We should do a whole line of clothes called the cat's pajamas, but then have sub tiers of different animal pajamas. It's just printed. You know, you get the cat's pajamas, the tops and the bottoms, and then you get other animals: the cow's pajamas, the pig's pajamas, the dog's pajamas, the giraffe's pajamas. We'll make a lot of money. Yuki, merch forward, man. We gotta get into the merch game.
About a long time ago, I was watching this kids TV. The banana was wearing pajama.
Bananas and pajamas. That's actually Liz Shack showed me the theme song to that.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't unlocked a memory. I was like, oh my god, I knew what that was. Like I when it came out, I remember.
So that
hearing
was a TV
song.
show.
Yeah, it was a song.
Oh.
Where bananas and pajamas. They have like a theme song. It's really catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Bananas and
remember,
pajamas.
but yeah, but only I remember was banana as a dick.
They made money. I'm sure that fucking banana pajamas was all over the place. So if we do the cat's pajamas, Yuki, you know what I also wanted to do, and this is no offense to anybody.
Right.
No offense. I mean this with all due respect and love. I swear to God, this is not a joke. I think if there was a clothing line called Gay Apparel, like based on the Christmas song, you know, Don We Now Are Gay Apparel, but it was gay apparel, and it was Christmas-based clothing aimed at the gay community. Millions. You'll make fucking millions, like for real. And but as a straight man, I wouldn't be able to oversee like whatever. So we hire a bunch of designers in the gay and LGBTQ community, and they invent basically gay apparel.
Just a male designer. 9 out of 10 male designer are gay anyway, right?
Sure. And so fuck it. Like I'll just be like, yo, here's the idea. Do with it what you will. It's a Christmas.
So it's automatically they can take care of that. Yeah.
Have it. Gay apparel. Anybody out there want it? Anyway, let me get out of this hot water. All right, so next we got GAMS. GAMS. GAMS.
What's
GAMS.
that?
Legs.
Leg?
Look at the gams on that broad.
Oh. Okay, I have heard. Did you see the rack?
The rack. Yeah, that's later. That's probably came in the 60s.
But similar, right? If someone talking about the leg, why not talking about the boob?
The breasts. I wonder if they have any breast information here. I mean, knockers. Maybe that came from the 1800s, right? Because that comes from the big, you know, the castle knockers. Go dong, dong.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why
That's why.
knockers.
Wow, knockers. Oh.
Knockers, yeah, that's why. Big fucking knockers.
Okay, then is motorboat a slang or?
I think motorboat's a slang and a verb. Like it's both. You can motorboat and you can motorboat. You can boat on the boater. You love that shit, Yuki. I love motorboating.
Motorboat, yeah.
Yeah, it's a slang. I guess it's a slang.
Slang, right?
Or it's an action.
Is that always there? Like
I don't know why. I
It's
guess
a
because
recent-
motorboat is because when you go like this between the titties, it sounds like the motor,
Motorboat,
the boat
yeah.
motor going and starting up when you go fishing.
Is that the new slang? It's been always there?
I
or-
would let's try to land motorboat. I would say motorboat is like a 1970s, 1980s
70s,
thing.
80s?
Yeah, I would
so
say.
it's kind of new.
The
then,
60s
30,
they were just getting into sexual revolution.
Right.
So they were like, you know, oh, we're balling. That's what they said in the 60s. You want to ball? That means like you want to fuck. So they hadn't gotten to motorboating yet. They just started balling. So they went from basketball to fishing.
So must be 60 then. 60, 70 then. huh?
Yeah, I would say 60s was the ball,
Right.
which is sports. 70s was the motorboat, or maybe even the 80s was motorboat because they started doing the cocaine on the boats in the 80s. So some guy probably ripped a line and was like, "Look at the motor," and then started ripping his face in the titties like that.
Oh.
That's 70s or 80s. We're getting down to a lot of like, you know,
Well, how
useful
about the
information.
box?
Oh, your box? I don't know.
That's a slang, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I want my licorice in your panda box. That's a song by a friend, Unicorn Smack. Look up Unicorn Smack. I want my licorice in your panda box. It's a good song.
Long time ago, I did this opera, and then this singer has this box, and then singing, "This is my box. This is my box." That singer was gay, so
Nothing like a gay box, Yuki, for gay apparel. Well,
No, I mean, he was my friend, so I'm not really disrespecting. I mean, it's okay to be gay, but it's just funny, The scene was funny. If you know
when you reinterpret the slang.
Yeah.
Okay. So slang can make things funnier, obviously.
Right.
All right. Let's see. The bee's knees.
Bee's knees.
The bee's knees. You're the bee's knees.
Big dick.
That would be the bee's balls. Yuki. The bee's knees. That means excellent or a lot of these mean like great. So excellent or outstanding. There's another one called hoity-toity, which means perfect. The real McCoy, sincere, genuine. So in the 20s, it looked like they were telling each other that everybody was great. Like, you're the bee's knees and the cat's pajamas, Yuki. Don't get too hoity-toity.
So those are good. Cat's
They
pajama
all seem
big
really
knees.
good to me. It's all like complimenting each other. Nobody's calling each other names. I mean, at least unless they curated these to be positive.
I don't know. It really doesn't even if I know the meaning, it doesn't sound complimenting you. That it just doesn't really click.
Really?
No.
So if now that you know what it means, and I said, Yuki, you're the bee's knees, you wouldn't take that as a compliment?
It means now I know, but still.
But before you knew, you would think that was offensive?
Yeah. It just doesn't sound right to me.
Well, it was the 20s. I mean, we're holy shit, this is mind-blowing. This is mind-blowing.
Really,
This is
man?
100 years later. We're over 100 years. We are in the 20s right now. Did you realize that? I just realized we're in the
Holy
fucking
shit.
20s, Yuki. So this
100
slang is 100 years old.
Well, maybe it's time to change. I mean, 100 years is really old now.
What do you mean time to change? Nobody uses these anymore, do they?
I never heard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Oh.
this is ancient.
Okay.
In terms of what we know, the new modern ones. Do you know what Riz means? I just found out what Riz means.
Riz?
Riz. R-I-Z-Z.
Riz
Riz. That's the new slang.
means what?
It means charisma.
Really?
So if I say Yuki, you got mad Riz, that means that you're really charismatic and people fucking are attracted to you.
really?
Yeah, you got Riz.
Riz.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Riz. Okay. Is that the new slang?
That's one of the new slangs. Riz, man.
Oh,
Riz.
Riz. Okay.
And then something like no cap means, I just found out maybe last year what no cap means. If I
No
say,
cap, no cap.
Yuki, Goodfellas is Martin Scorsese's best movie, no cap. That means I'm not exaggerating.
Oh, no exaggerating?
Yeah, no cap, Yuki.
So no cap. Take off the...
Yeah, I took off my hat to tell you
Right.
that Goodfellas is Martin Scorsese's best movie. No.
No cap.
Yeah,
So it's like a really, Oh
I
my-
can see you taking your top hat off and going like, no cap. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy Detroit, thank you for this. This is a good suggestion. This really fucking made my day. All right, so Yuki's no cap. You should just have an Instagram account called No Cap, and you just like take your hat off.
Yeah,
And be
take your
like,
hat off.
Taylor Swift's great, no cap.
Yeah.
Just say things. That's amazing. All right, Yuki, we might have to make that happen. All right, so now we're into the 1930s.
Okay.
And there's so many of these, we may have to break this into 2 episodes, but we'll see. So, 1930s is, first one is, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
What?
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
What did that mean?
Motorboating was invented in the 80s. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Means
Yeah.
it's a sign of disbelief. I don't believe it. So you're saying, I don't believe it. Holy shit, what?
Monkey's uncle?
I'll be a monkey's uncle. What do
I
you...
don't believe. Wow.
Yeah, how do they get that? Because I guess maybe monkeys don't have uncle. Wait, why?
What?
Monkeys
Why?
have uncles because if the mother has his brother, then that's an uncle. But monkeys don't understand they don't understand the concept of uncle. Unless they do. Do they smell each other?
But, well, sometimes you say love monkey. It's
Love monkey?
lab. L-A-B.
A lab monkey. You're like a lab monkey.
Lab
yeah,
monkey.
okay.
So, if it's his uncle, maybe the lab monkey is a scientist.
Yes, a lab rat, a
Lab rat, lab monkey.
Yeah.
And then your uncle, well, then if that monkey is a scientist, you should believe, no?
The monkey's the scientist. The monkey's uncle is a scientist.
Yeah,
That means he's part human, or he's just still a monkey.
still monkey. Though.
Okay. I like this idea of a monkey scientist. We should have a whole line of monkey scientist clothes.
But sometimes, can you do this? No, I can't do it. Because, no, what are you talking about? Even the lab monkey can do it.
Even a lab monkey could do it. Are you sure that's a saying? A lab monkey? I don't know if it doesn't
Is that
sound
an
right.
insult? Even lab monkey can do it.
Well, yeah, because they're saying that, even a monkey that's being experimented on by a bunch of gnarly scientists,
can do it. Then,
then
you
you
cannot
can do
you
it too.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
But are you sure that's a saying? A lab monkey?
I don't know. Lab monkey isn't the slang, right?
It sounds like a character to me. A fucking lab monkey. Lab monkey.
Well,
lab
because
monkey.
you said the monkey's uncle. So
Right.
if monkey's uncle is a slang, then sounds like a lab monkey can be slang too, no? Monkey's uncle, lab monkey. It's kind of
Uncle of the lab monkey.
the uncle of lab monkey.
All right. Well, I think we've come upon another endeavor that we should do, Lab Monkey Unlimited, where we just put out Lab Monkey toys.
Or lab raps or something. Yeah.
Lab rats. Yeah,
And
well,
then
he can have
maybe
friends.
you're
He's,
right,
the
he's
lab
right.
monkey has friends. This is great, Yuki. Thank you. You got another. Hold on, I got to write that down. All right, so after that, oh
then
shit!
so-
Here's a slang term that we use
Right.
today.
What?
Today, Yuki, we use this today. Gig.
Gig?
It says the slang term gig was invented in the 1930s, and you know what that means.
Gig is like our gig. It's
A job. Yeah,
Yeah.
that fucking was invented.
Well, we've
we
been
still
using
use
it.
that today.
Yeah, today.
Fucking in the 30s, they
If
got it
you,
right.
if you look for Craigslist, there is like the job
Gigs.
section. It says gig.
Yeah, I got a gig for you.
Yeah.
Yo, that was a terrible gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So gig is still. Wow, I didn't know gig was a.
Gig was the
Slang.
1930s.
Wow.
It's insane,
90
right?
years, we're still using it.
We're still using it. So in the 30s, they started to hit it. I mean, I guess some of those I've heard from the 20s, right? Some of those I've heard, but oh, here's one that I missed from the 20s. Speakeasy. That's used today.
Speakeasy?
It's a speakeasy, right? So
what's
that was a place where alcohol was illegally served during Prohibition. So now places call themselves a speakeasy. You got to go to Charlie's Speakeasy on the west side, you know. So that's kind of okay. So at least the 20s had one that lasted.
Oh, Chris,
Yeah.
the soaking slang.
Soaking is it a slang? Well, what would the? I guess we never got into it. What would the prop? No, I guess soaking isn't a slang because it's the terminology for what that thing is. There's not another word to describe soaking.
Right, because unless you know what it is, people don't know.
Well, if there was a clinical term for soaking, like I don't know, dipsticking. Dipsticking. I don't know, something. There's like some scientific term like Veticus, interrupticus, succicatus.
Yeah, I think
some Latin
soaking
shit.
is a
Soaking.
slang.
I don't think it's slang. I think
No?
it's the thing. It's the
It's a
term
thing?
for the thing.
action.
It's an action. It's describing the thing in and of itself,
It's,
and there's not another way to describe what soaking is, like, or to title it. There's not another title for it. You know what I mean? Like, so okay, well, let's think of an example where there's something, vagina.
Right.
Okay, that's the proper term for a vagina is the proper term,
Right.
but fuzzy lap flounder is a slang. The fuzzy lap flounder, or the bearded clam. You know, you can do a bunch of them. That's just, you know,
I see.
maybe that's not slang, or maybe I just said some crazy shit. I don't know. All right. After that, we got Girl Friday.
God Friday.
Girl Friday. Now you must know this because there is a very popular movie called His Gal Friday.
Easy Gal.
No, Yuki, you're always thinking about naughty things. A girl Friday is a secretary or a female assistant.
Why?
I actually don't know. Because they only work until Friday, Monday to Friday.
But the Friday is a casual Friday. That's why I thought Friday girl, easy girl, you know.
No, I think maybe because it's up, like she works until Friday and then she has the weekends off. I really don't know. We should look up the meanings of these, but we don't know. We just know that that's what the slang is.
Okay.
There's another one, juke joint. Juke joint. Yeah, we're gonna go get some brewskis at the juke joint.
Is that the alcohol thing?
It is. A casual and inexpensive establishment with drinking, dancing, and blues music, typically in the southern United States.
Joint is those drinking, eating place, right?
Yeah, it's like a joint. It's like an establishment is a joint.
Friend of mine, she goes, Yuki, let's go eat that joint. First, I didn't know she was talking about the burger joint in corner.
Oh, but you thought she was talking about smoking.
Yeah.
Let's smoke a joint and then go to that joint.
Yeah, but she's saying not smoke. She's talking about eat.
Yeah, the
right?
burger joint.
Burger
like
joint.
That, yeah. Oh, that's my favorite burger joint.
Burger joint. Yeah. So I didn't know. First she goes, go have a lunch in that joint, like a joint. Are we smoking? So I didn't know. Then when I get there, I go, it's a burger joint.
Juke joint, burger joint. Slang joint, smoking a joint.
So joint is like a place, drink, eat, smoke.
It's
like a gathering,
bar, gathering
social place.
Yeah.
Joint.
All right, so next is skivvies.
Never heard.
You never heard of skivvies?
No.
Yuki, I want you to strip down to your skivvies right now. That means underwear.
Oh my God, really?
You're a fan of like noir movies and stuff, so you don't understand what they're saying half the time because these are all in there like, hey, they're gonna down to his skivvies. Yeah. Skivvies. Skivvies. Next time you watch some noir shit, I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, oh, the cat's pajamas, she said it. You're gonna actually know what the fuck they're talking about.
I have no idea. Skivvies underwear?
Skivvies is your underwear. All right, so now we're into the 1940s. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to finish up the 1940s and then do the 1950s on in the second half, all right? Well, this will be a double-parter because there's so much to get through. So, Jimmy Detroit, thank you for the suggestion.
Yes.
Okay, 1940 slang terms. Blockbuster.
Oh, that's a blockbuster. It's like a, big thing.
Huge success. So we still use that.
Right, we still use a big. Unfortunately,
everywhere.
Video place was closed, but
they had a whole chain of video stores.
Yeah, blockbuster. It's a big
but they
hit.
still say Barbie and Oppenheimer. Those were blockbusters, and people use that term in
blockbuster
Hollywood.
movies. It's becoming movie business more, huh? Blockbuster.
Yeah. It was a blockbuster. Keeping up with the Joneses. Keeping up the Jones. It's
Is it clothes?
competing to have. Yeah, we should do more clothes. Jones clothes. No, it's competing to have a lifestyle or a socioeconomic status comparable to one's neighbors. So, Yuki, when you're living in Brooklyn and you're doing okay, but then you look at your neighbor across the way and they got, say, a Ferrari or something.
Yeah.
You go out and buy a Ferrari. That means you're keeping up with the Joneses because you want to be on the same social status as your neighbors and stuff.
Very competitive thing, huh?
Competitive. You got a Jones. Keeping up with the Indiana Joneses. That's what they fucking should. That should have been the name of the last one. Keeping up with the Indiana Joneses. And it should have been him and his whole family just like fucking going on adventures.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. The Destiny.
I liked it. I have the opposite reaction to that one now because I watched it again at home. So Crystal Skull, I think the first half is good, and then it shits the bed in the second half.
Right.
The Dial of Destiny, I think, has the opposite problem. I like the ending more.
Well, I didn't like that the time.
I loved it. In fact, I think that's the best. That whole sequence from when they go on the planes into the Roman times, the whole movie should have been that insane, in my opinion. because they went there and they did it. I like the beginning. I like the moon stuff. I like it, and I don't think it's boring or anything. But the movie goes into the stratosphere when that shit starts happening, for real. Because it ties into his love of antiquity. He wants to be left there. He did it. He finally made it to the place that he's been studying.
Well, I don't like a mixed up. It's like a, action adventure story becoming science fiction.
Yeah, but the first one, they opened up the thing and they melted the face with the Ark of the Covenant. I mean, that's fucking horror and sci-fi.
Well, it's different kind of. I mean, it is horror, but it's like horror, like a supernatural horror kind. It's not directly science fiction, but if you do time travel, that's directly science fiction.
But he was Indiana Jones. Not to get too far off of slang. He was invented to be like an adventurer in those serials. So those serials like Buck Rogers and shit, they were science fiction based. They weren't just horror. So I think him getting into
Indiana Jones is the archaeologist.
Yeah, and some ancient aliens, motherfucker. You ever heard of fucking the Mayans and shit? That he could go and find the ancient aliens. I agree with that. But I don't think that they executed it right.
Yeah.
If they had combined the first half of the Crystal Skull and the second half of Dial of Destiny, it would have been a fucking great movie.
Yeah, well, I had a, Crystal Skull. Okay, Crystal Skull really exists. It's like a real thing.
Yeah.
So that's okay. That doesn't bother me. It's real. He's an archaeologist. He could find the crystal skull. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I think time travel is stretching it. We have a time machine already.
Agree to disagree, Yuki. You stole the cat's pajamas to me. All right. So let's get through these last three slang terms from the 40s. Cool.
Cool is slang?
Cool is slang. Cool is slang, Yuki.
Okay. Cool is cool, right? Like, Steve McQueen, the Mr. King of Cool.
King of Cool.
That's good. But, okay, here's one example. I thought that long time ago, working and then working some kind of event or show, I forgot.
Yeah.
And then there was the other guy, we were lunchtime. And then, I didn't want to, I don't like French fry, right?
Right.
So, hey, I give you French fry. He goes, okay, I take some, right? So I was giving him French fry. He goes, Yuki, it's cool. He used cool that way.
Oh, so meaning like it's cool. I don't need
it's
anymore.
Good, I don't need
like
anymore.
That's enough. Yeah.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah, it's cool.
That the same?
Yeah, it's
cool?
cool. No, it's cool. I don't need that shit. Yeah.
That's slang too.
Yeah. Cool, and it means excellent, clever, sophisticated, fashionable, or enjoyable.
Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen is all those things. Okay, sitting in the hot seat. Yuki, you're in the hot seat. Yuki.
Okay.
Yeah.
My guess is you are the subject and people are talking about.
You're in the hot seat, yeah. So it's in a highly uncomfortable or embarrassing situation. You're in the hot seat. Your fucking ass is on fire.
Oh, is that the bad way, not the good way?
I think it's probably bad because if the seat is hot, you're in a situation where people are either talking about you or asking you questions and.
Yeah, if it's good, should be the cool.
You're in a cool seat. Yuki, you're in the cool seat right now. You're about to eat a hamburger. This is perfect. All right, so the final one in 1940s, and then we'll stop this and do a second slang, is smooch.
Smooch?
Smooch. You know what smooch is?
I have heard the smooch. Like a smooth?
No, smooch. Like, come over here, darling, give me a smooch. I caught them smooching out back by the dumpsters. He was smooching every dame in Tromaville. You know, that kind of shit. Smooch. It's kiss.
Kiss?
Kiss, smooch, yeah.
Oh.
Give me a smooch, you son of a bitch.
Smooch.
So you could say, they were smooching. They were, yeah.
So, oh, they're smooching. That they're kissing.
Yeah, they're Look, Yuki, they're smooching. Yeah, they're kissing. So that was Slang Part 1.
We have a part 2.
We're gonna have to have a part 2, right?
Okay.
Well, maybe we'll call it a slang. I don't know what a slang term for the return is, but we got to 23 skidoo and eat our burgers before we get to part 2, right?
Okay, we will be back. So we don't have a slang for return, or
we'll find out. Maybe it's in the 50s, 60s, something, and then we'll add that name as the title. So so right now this is called Slang, and then we'll see if we have Slang 2, or we'll call it like 23 skidoo Slang 2 or something like that. All right, Yuki.
We'll
thank
be
you.
back. Thank you.
Yuki and John's Patreon.